what am I going to call this? Fire carry? Tinder Stick. That's what I'll call it. A Tinder Stick. Yeah. So, start again. Right, morning guys, and welcome to the garage. Now, this morning, what I'd like to do is make myself what I'm going to call a Tinder Stick. Now, my everyday carry, and this is what I've got all the time, consists of a whistle, okay, there's a Swiss Army knife, the camper, a ferrocerium rod, and my keys. Now, the ferrocerium rod and the Swiss Army knife, particularly the back of the saw, work really well together. And so what I'm going to do is I thought, well, what if I can't find Tinder? You know, it's all right having the spark, but what if I can't find a suitable Tinder? So what I've got myself is a big lump of what they call fatwood. Okay, now fatwood is pine that is saturated in its own resin. Alright, when a pine tree gets injured, particularly when it loses a limb, which is where you find this stuff, it exudes a resin to protect itself. That resin is very flammable. It's got lots of other uses as well. You can make like chewing gum out of it, it's antiseptic, full of vitamin C, etc. But the wood that gets saturated with this resin is termed as fatwood. And you can see it by, if you look at the colour of this, see these dark reddish sections, and if you look at the end, can you see that? Is there enough light there? It has that very deep reddish tinge to it. Alright, now you can smell it, and it really is strong smell of pine. So to compare it, I've got myself this is a bit of commercial pine, you know, so look at the colour of that. Now wild pine obviously isn't this clean looking, and then look at the colour of that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down and then fashion it so that I've always got a little stick of tinder, if you like. Now we're going to have a bit of bashing and crashing while I cut some of this off, but yeah, let's have a go. Now the nice thing about pine is, usually, I'm going to do this on the floor, the nice thing about pine is it splits down the grain, so it's relatively easy to split. So let's take a lump off. Wallop. There you go. Now look at that golden hue in there, look. Isn't that lovely? Okay. Oh, it smells absolutely gorgeous. I think I'll use that bit, I'll square that off, and then I can fashion it. Can you still hear me down here? I'll fashion it like a little stick, so I've always got some fatwood with me, and I can always get me fire started. Now look, it splits really, really easily. Can you see how that's gone in there? It splits really, really easy. Now watch. So like that. Just give the knife a little twist. Oh, it smells gorgeous. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this square section off, smooth off the edges, drill a hole through it, and then I can have that on my keyring, on my everyday carry, and then I've always got a way of producing a flame. Yeah? So I'll put you on hold, I'll just fashion this a little bit, I'll show you how effective this is in a minute, I'll strike some up. Alright, cool, right, I'll catch you in a minute. Right, okay guys, so welcome back. So that's all I've done, is I've basically lobbed myself off a nice oblong piece of fatwood, okay, and I've got one of these little, can you see that, one of these little eyed things The screw on the end. I'm just going to simply screw that in the end. Now fatwood is obviously very sticky and resinous, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this in some sort of like cloth, maybe a thin leather, or something to stop the resin, you know, sticking to my clothes and things like that. Because you get this stuff on your clothes or on your knife blade, gosh, I'm not going to get off. But anyway, so I just thought it'd be a simple and quick way of always making sure I've got some tinder with me, and it's not too intrusive, is it really? So there we go. Yeah, look, can you see the resin oozing out of the where I've put the screw in? You see it? Don't know if you can. But anyway, so there's that. Now I'm going to attach that to the ferrocerium rod, yeah, so they're together. Alright, so then all I need to do is with my knife, take off some little chamfers, then with my rod, strike it. Alright, so let's see how this turns out. Let's pop this on here. Here we go. So that's on there, alright. And of course the whole lot will neatly hang, sort of, on my belt. Right, well, let's show you what this stuff can do. So, take off my belt, and take that off of there, take my knife off. Right, first things is we want some small shavings. So just take off some little curls. The finer the curls, the better. So a little bit of fatwood like this should last me a fair while, really. You know, it might be I never use it at all, but it's all part of the fun, isn't it? Oh, the smell is lovely, it really is. Right, now obviously I'd want a bigger pile than that, probably twice, maybe 3 times as much. But this is for a demo purpose, so it's just to, you know, it's to show you guys. So I put the blade away. Get my saw. Yeah, these are really good saws. They really are good saws. Now you use the spine of the saw, not the front bit, but the spine of the saw. So now I use the ferrocerium rod. Might be a bit awkward at an angle, but there you go. You see that? Cool, isn't it? Pull that out. Now then, when you're doing the, obviously, I'm in here, I'm in my garage, I've got a big bowl of water there, all that sort of stuff. But to make a fire, you need the 3 things, the triangle as they call it. So you're going to need heat, fuel, and oxygen. All right. They're the 3 things. If you take any of those 3 things away from a fire, it will go out. So what I done is I smothered it. So I took the oxygen away, so it went out. Now the good thing about fatwood is once you've blown it out, it's even quicker to relight. Ferrocerium rod, striker, because it acts like a char. Look at that. You see that? Now a little pile like that will burn for quite a while, enough time for you to sit down. I'm going to put it out. Oxygen, yeah. But a little pile like that would probably burn for about 3 or 4 minutes. That's more than enough time to get all your little twigs, which you've already prepared, on there, your bigger wood, your fire, and away you go. So I hope you found that useful, guys, and yeah, just a simple little addition to my everyday carry. So thanks very much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Please put in some comments if there's anything you'd like me to show you. If I'm able to do so, I will. And you be good, you be safe, and you keep smiling. I'll catch you later. Cheers, guys. Bye.